The following podcast may be explicit. Shedcast presents Adventures from the Shed, a tabletop RPG podcast. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com. Join us at our gaming table as Adventures from the Shed continues our Dungeon World campaign. Let's listen in as Demaya, Strongdawn, Shadrock, and Fritzy follow King Glorin on his visit to the city's west end. Enjoy the podcast.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to a recording of Adventures from the Shed. Yes, it's Mickie doing the intro this time. Do not adjust your sound. So I'm supposed to plug the show. We're on
Go right ahead.
Thanks. AdventuresFromTheShed.com. You can find us on the Facebook, Google+, iTunes, something called Stitcher Radio, Twitter, or just Google us. You'll finally find us.
Twitter.
Yes, actually, doing a search for us, Google or Bing, you'll find us as well.
You'll find us as well. Listen to us, and you can listen to this shenanigans all day.
So I'm usually last. I'll go first this time.
Go for it, Joe!
Hi, I'm Joe, and I'm the GM or Game Master for our Dungeon World campaign, The Perils of Parandisi, and we're going to continue by going to Kurt.
Hey, this is Kurt. I'm playing Shadrock, the druid. Looking forward to playing this next hour with Mickie, who's drinking bourbon.
Oh, it's good times.
Who's after you, Kurt?
JJ
here, playing Strongdawn, the barbarian. And I was uncomfortably quiet the last session, so I'm going to try to open up my personality a little bit more.
Let it out.
And now we have Mr. Mike.
All right, and I'm Mike. I am playing Fritzy, who is nothing but social. So he will
social.
Take that as you will, folks.
All right, whatever. But yeah, he really charmed the pants off the king last time. So we're gonna see where that goes.
That's where butt social leads.
That's usually where it starts.
And now, Mickie, go ahead and say hi for yourself.
So, hi everyone. This is Mickie. I'll be playing Demaya, the thief and hothead of the group. Bring it, people.
And we're going to kick it back to JJ, who's going to give us a recap of our last session before we get started this time.
It's a pants party, and everyone's invited. So we started off the session with Blackbeard. The gentleman had a Blackbeard. Wow. Okay, so my sound cut out.
It did for a moment.
And it kind of threw off my whole train of thought.
Let's go for it.
So, met a bandit in the manor who had a black beard. He offered us a deal to find the Onion Man. We found Onion Man, and he gave us tickets to the ball.
Yes.
Costume
We
ball.
got costumes. I was a Tin Man. Mike was something.
I was a knight.
Mike was Fritzy, and Fritzy was a knight.
Oh, yeah. Fritzy was a toy knight.
Yeah.
We had the druid who was a wolf, and
Demaya was just a
quail.
lady with a giant quail plumes.
He was a fancy lady.
Yeah.
Fancy lady.
And at the ball, Miss Belinda, also known as Lady Vostra, introduced the king. And the king dressed up as a farmer and left the ball with Fritzy in tow. And the group is figuring out how they're going to follow Fritzy and get him out of this mess.
So there we go. Yeah, Fritzy did a little charm person on the king of the world, and he is now in the carriage with the king, on their way to who knows what, but it is most likely what the party was asked to investigate, and the rest are going.
Nefarious.
It is probably nefarious. He has that actually tattooed across the back of his neck.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nefarious B.I.G.
Nefarious.
Nefarious B.I.G.
Is this?
Durant. I was thinking, hold on tight. Ooh, a little bit nefarious.
That sounded like the Love Boat.
I was meant to be Roxanne, but it didn't. But it didn't work out that way. Sorry.
All right. So Fritzy's path is currently set out for him. What are the rest of the party members doing at this time?
So we need to follow along, right? You're going to become...
Along? Are you from Long Island?
Along. Are you going to follow... Are we going to follow along?
Mickey Van Trapp.
Yes.
Coming out.
So we're going to follow this carriage.
We're going to follow this carriage, you see. So you're going to become a horse so we can ride you?
Yeah, we discussed the fact that you both... Oh, I hope we can release this episode.
We'll find out.
I'm going to transform
And they're going to jump on the horse.
Into a regal-looking Clandestine.
Now, do we have to do this bareback or?
You don't need to be, but he does.
There's two of us. I mean, we're gonna have to go bareback.
Are you used to having that? So, you transform into a horse. Go ahead and make the roll for your shapeshift.
Here we go. Come on, 3 holes.
It could be a little pony.
9 plus 3 is 12.
12, that's nice.
It's 3
So
holes.
you got your 3 holes.
Let's go.
I'm going to need them all to keep Strongdawn on my back, I think.
And does the warning on that say, do not drink?
No, it has Thomas Jefferson on it.
It's nice.
That
So
guy's
you
always
turn-
trustworthy,
You
right?
turn into the regal-looking Clydesdale.
Yes.
And the first thing we're going to do is, because one of the reasons we're turning into that was to be strong enough to hold these two, we'll just use one hold right away.
Okay.
So to say you're successful in holding them up and keeping them going.
Okay.
Cool.
The thing snapped, didn't it?
Yes.
It did.
I'm sorry. I'll be quiet now.
And what is your plan on following them? Is this going to be a clandestine adventure, or are you just going to say, look at me, I'm on a horse?
I think if we stay far enough behind and we're on a major road, we can just act like
Exactly.
people on a horse.
Okay.
But if we notice ourselves getting attention from the king's party,
So the king, as he left on the carriage, there is the driver of the carriage, and flanking the carriage on either side are knights of Kingsbury
right.
on their own horses.
On their own horses.
Yes.
I mean, we're staying well back. You know, we're 200 yards back, just enough so that he's in sight,
Okay.
but that we are nowhere near him.
Agreed.
Is it
That
night?
makes sense.
It is. It would be night,
It is
wouldn't
night.
it?
Yes.
Because
when else
it
do
is
you have a
evening
ball?
now?
Okay.
That's a loaded question.
Right out.
And so I'm just going to keep walking in a horse-like manner and listening to Demaya and Strongdawn bicker on my back.
Walking in a horse-like manner.
Yes, I might be prancing a little bit.
I suppose
All
so.
right.
Okay.
Why not canter? I think you
Canter.
Although I
No,
don't think it's
prance.
legal for a Clydesdale to canter.
May not.
Prancer size. Trust me, just prancer size.
So there will be a bit of time while you're riding out the west side of town. As that is happening, between the three who are following, what are you having conversation?
So we're going to the west side, and that when they said they had the red hand trouble.
best side.
The best side. Sorry.
Yeah, we're currently involved in the west side story. So go
Well, no,
ahead.
I'm asking. Like, didn't the king mention, or was it Belinda that mentioned the problems with the west side of town?
Part of the conversations Demaya had picked up had mentioned the problems
That
of
the king is
west
having
side.
problems
Okay.
with the west side, yeah. So, have you ever been on a horse before?
I have.
You have been on a horse before?
Yes.
Okay. So, I'm riding in the front, you're riding in the back?
Sure.
Okay. So, the whole time I'm like, just flipping, bitch, I can't believe she conned me this whole time.
I can't believe you said flipping.
that. No, you. Dude, I'm like,
She's all fired
toning
up.
it down, you know?
This podcast may be explicit.
Yes.
Can't believe she conned me. All this time, I thought she was Lady Vostra. Turns out she's Belinda, and I'm just talking to myself, just rah, 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 rah.
Is she religious though?
No.
No. Okay.
What makes you ask that?
I'm just asking, like, trying to get your opinion of her.
Well, I thought she was Lady Vostra, Lady of Leisure. I mean, I've spent enough time in her house, but, you know, when I think about it, she always left to go to Kingsbury. And she was gone for extended periods of time. It makes sense that it coincided with Kingsbury business. So she's been Belinda this whole time.
Very nice.
Well, if she was Chancellor
she was-
Belinda, and but she was playing at Lady Vostra, she must have been doing that for a reason.
Mr. Ed, shut the fuck up.
I
You have
thought,
to speak in horse.
yeah, I thought I remembered. I thought I remembered you saying you couldn't speak common tongue as an animal.
I'm thinking to myself.
He's gnashing his teeth.
I just
together
wanted to
and-
call him Mr.
I'm
Ed.
just thinking to myself about why she would play at Lady Vostra, and maybe she was married to someone important or doing something important in this place.
Yes,
or-
throughout her little, just her machination, just yelling and screaming and mumbling. Well, not yelling and screaming, but mumbling under her breath. All of a sudden she goes, fuck!
I mean, flip.
I mean, flip! Redbeard! That's her husband!
Blackbeard?
Blackbeard.
You're looking at JJ
Looking at
Redbeard.
JJ
That
Redbeard.
fits. Yeah.
Blackbeard! That was her husband! The guy who hired us. That's how she knew.
You said
so that's why she had that sand in her eye.
You said you met her husband.
Mm-hmm.
God, you're good at long distance conversations too.
He's talking inside of Shadrock's head.
I'd met her husband. Remember, he was in disguise.
I don't remember.
He was.
I'm not there.
He was in. You're not there. You're not even here. Get out of here. Get out of this conversation.
Get out of my head.
He was in disguise. That's why I didn't recognize him. But
Where-
that's her
he
husband.
He was at the ball.
No, he's the one who hired us at
Yeah.
the Red Hand
Okay.
hideout.
Was he in disguise at the hideout, or when you met him back?
He was in disguise at the hideout.
Which sounded a lot like...
He was in disguise at the hideout.
We're just gonna have a little metagaming session here for those of you who are
That's
at
fine.
home.
That's fine.
Wait,
For the,
you-
at least for the characters who are together, yes.
Yeah, because remember, so we walked in. We came up from the cellar. He was the leader of the Red Hand. Thank you. Long black beard. Looked like, different costume. He was in costume. He was in disguise. But his voice, it finally clicked. That's like Belinda or Vostra, or whatever the hell her name is. That's her husband.
I
This
see.
has been going on for a while. We need to figure out what the true intentions of this group are.
they have been doing this with this intent for a while.
Exactly.
This is a long laid plan that
This is
we
a lo-
have interjected a bit of chaos into that they're probably not too happy with.
This is a long con, so we need to stay vigilant.
Vigilant. First... Is that a sheep?
I think it was a you, actually.
It's one of them rare Clyde sheeps.
Shoot.
Clyde
Marvels of
sheep of doom.
genetics.
As the carriage is approaching the western edge of the walled-in area of Kingsbury, it sprawls beyond that, but you're approaching the western edge. One of the knights is in the carriage with you and the king, and the king has been passing like idle conversation, just because you're his buddy, that place with the things and the stuff, and
I'm just sort of weaving stories that involve me and the king, so that maybe I'm saying it so that like his knights will overhear it, and they know that I have a history with the king, and I'm like his buddy that he hasn't seen in a while, and the king is going with it because he's like agreeing, and I'm his buddy to him.
he is. Let's do a charisma roll.
Okay.
And this is based on them, not him, because he is your buddy via magics and stuff.
6.
All right, so this kind of plays into where they were going anyway. It just happened sooner. So getting towards the edge of the town during the somewhat pleasant conversation between you and the king, but the whole time that the knight who's sitting in there has just been staring at you the entire time. He hasn't taken his eyes off of you for the last almost 5-minute ride. And he says to the king, he finally turns and looks at the king and says, "My king, it is time for us to move on to our business. Your friend will have to wait here."
Really, Your Majesty? I mean, I could really help out. I am very useful. You know how I help you out back at that thing, right?
And the knight says, "My king, we must go now." And the tone of his voice suggests that the king has had instances before where he has had to be convinced to move along. And it's that tone where the king says, yes, sir, and just kind of follows the knight. And he says, "Oh, don't worry, though,
Snicklefritz.
We'll definitely get back in touch. I mean, have your people call my people, and I got to go now."
I give him my little scroll business card type
Nice.
thing
Okay.
that he can have.
Is it legit?
Yeah.
Has your real number and everything?
It has the address of the frazzled
Frazzled
mermaid.
mermaid. All right. So you hand off your business card. And what I would want to know from you next, so when you see the two knights that were outside, they get off of their horses, they dismount, and they follow with the third one, lead the king off down, I don't want to say an alley, but it's between a couple of buildings. And after about 30 seconds, the three knights come back out, and the king doesn't come back with them.
Do I see another way around? Like,
There
other
are
than going
plenty
down that
other
alley?
ways around, and it would be at about this time that you guys would come into view enough in the moonlight and little bits of light that are about from the buildings. On the Clyde sheep, you will see that the carriage is stopped. Fritzy is standing right next to it, and the three knights. There are three knights coming out. One is going into the carriage. Two are getting back on their horses, and they're about to ride off.
I give them
that's
like
where you guys meet up.
the head motion toward like not the alley that the king is in, but like maybe one near it,
Okay.
so that we can go down that alley and maybe see what the king's doing.
So we're all together.
Okay. Yes.
And hopefully I can play up like maybe that I'm drunk or something, and that like putting my arms around them so they don't think anything of us just wandering off.
Mm-hmm. Is anyone going to play along with that?
Yeah,
sure.
I'll scoop him up in a fireman's carry.
Okay.
Sure. Well, I'll just kind of play along. So we're being stealthy?
What?
It's in a very overt kind of way.
Well, the two mounted knights and the carriage are turned to head back from whence they came anyway. So unless you are specifically drawing attention to yourself, which it sounds like you're not, then they're probably just going to move along.
Okay. Let's do this.
All right. So what is the next step? You're going to go down to the next alley, and it just kind of leads around this one building. So it's almost like a full terrace or a square, if you will.
Once we get out of sight of the ones that stayed there, I'd like to.
None of them stayed there.
I thought that two of them stayed there.
No, everyone left.
All the knights left.
Yes.
So, okay. Once they've left, I'm gonna fill them in on. Oh, the king went down that way. Okay. Let's sneak around this way and see if we can see what he's doing. And then sneak down the wall and see if we can see if he's at the other end.
He is not. The road just goes around the building in a square. Well, not just a square. There's a road down the back of it as well.
So who is the king with?
He was apparently alone. Just to clarify what happened, the knights led him down this alley, this road, street, and then came back without him.
Shadrock, did you happen to catch his scent?
I can.
Nay, I did not.
Sorry. Right.
You can say that. It's completely up to you.
Right. No, although at this point I probably need to come back to human form. If no one's watching us.
Correct.
We're good. Yes.
It's nighttime. I don't know, 9, 10 o'clock at night,
right.
And it's dark enough. There are people around, but
yeah, I would let my holds go, transform back to human, and I mean I could easily become something with a tracking scent, a hound dog, a wolf.
Or you could do some kind of bird and fly up
Here's
and
that.
look through windows and stuff like that.
Yep.
So the king went down an alley and disappeared.
Yeah.
Or we could just follow him down the alley.
Can we just follow him? Yeah.
that's what I was saying. It's not necessarily an alley, as in like a really tiny space between two buildings. It's more of a road, but it is between two buildings, and that road just kind of goes all the way around.
So let's follow. Let's go down. You want to go down the road?
You
and I'll
don't.
check.
You don't see him.
Is there
Can I
any
check?
entrances in
Yeah.
there?
There are entrances into the buildings on either side.
But not the road that he went down.
Yes, where he went.
Oh, where he went.
Yeah. So picture you're in a city. You were on a main road. He went down a side road between two buildings, and that was the last you saw him.
Do we know what these buildings are?
There are some residences, some shops, just general. What was it? Medium-sized buildings with general goods.
With general goods.
Yeah. But they're just normal buildings on the west side of town.
Can I examine the doors to see if they're trapped or anything?
You sure may. Do we have a thief thing for that?
Yes, we do.
A trap expert.
Well, that is spending a moment to survey a dangerous area. So if we say this area is dangerous, I kind of believe that. It could be. For you guys, at least. What you got?
11.
11, you get to hold 3. And you get to pick. So you can start with one thing, and then hold the others if you want.
So is there trapped here, and if so, what activates it?
So what we can say is, on the road that Fritzy knows he went down, the side road, there are entrances on both sides, and they are not trapped. They look like they're just regular. This is somebody's house. This leads upstairs to some apartments. This one leads into a sewing shop. It just looks like normal street fare. Definitely not trapped.
All right, so these doors don't appear to be trapped.
You can save it, but there also is the second one that is like, what else is hidden?
Well,
That's the third one, yeah.
So I don't know if there's maybe another hidden door in addition to these other doors. It's up to you if you want to use it.
Is there?
Are you going to use
GM,
it?
is there any else? What else is hidden here?
If you're using a hold, then to ask what else is hidden here, I will tell you nothing else is hidden here. Everything is apparently out in the open. There are no secret entrances on the sides of the buildings, or move a barrel on the corner and there's a hole there. There's none of that.
All right, so
you thoroughly examine the area, and you are confident that the only things here are the normal things.
All right, so this is it. We have to pick a building. Flip a coin.
I mean, is there any lights on in either of the buildings?
For the residents, the ones that are obviously residences, yes. But for the like the sewing shop doesn't have a light on. It's well past business hours.
Do you need some kind of if you became a bloodhound, do
Right.
you need some kind of object to?
I think we should try it. I mean, in a perfect world, the bloodhound has already had a scent put to him, but I mean, I've been next to the king. I've been there when you talk to him. I think we should try to track it.
All right, that sounds like a good plan.
Let's do it, bloodhound style.
Roll that.
Yeah.
13.
It's a very good bloodhound.
That's a lot of success for shapeshifting again. You've fallen back into the groove. You had a couple of failures a few sessions ago.
I'm good.
All right, so Bloodhound it is, and there is enough in the area that pretty much, except for your own scents, you pick up the most recent. Right, and the only scent that stayed past, the last couple of minutes is most likely the king's scent. Now, you didn't have it, you weren't next to him sniffing him when you were in the hall, but it's most likely his scent.
Right.
So we'll use up one hold to immediately identify what should be the king's scent. It actually leads up to the door of this sewing shop. There's a painting on the door of a spool of thread with a needle sticking in it. And it says Sally's Sewing Emporium.
Is there a window or any glass?
Yeah, this is painted on the window.
Oh, it's on the.
Sorry.
So let's go and peer.
Yes,
Let's
the door
stealthily peer
locked.
through.
The door is locked.
All right.
I'm
Perhaps
gonna
someone could pick it
I'm gonna
silently.
Pick it. I pick the lock.
Yes, that is a trick of the trade. Thief move.
Oh, terrible.
Not so bad.
7.
Okay. The way this lock is built, you can pick it, but you also know that it is old and there are some loose parts inside, and it's going to make noise if you pick it. You won't be able to do it silently.
All right. I can pick it, but it's not going to be silent, so be prepared for whatever comes out this door.
Well, if any of us do it, it won't be silent either.
Yeah, but we don't want him to see us. I mean, we can't have him know that we're following him, right?
Don't look at me.
I mean,
You guys,
our whole job
you
is
guys
to figure
pick
out
your
what he's
choices.
doing, and if he knows that we're there, he's not going to do it.
So then I can't
Well,
pick this lock.
No, he can pick it. You could just have to, as the dogs start barking, so you cover it up a little
That's
bit.
a good idea. I'm down with that.
But it'll just be like a normal noise.
I like that.
All right, so start barking.
Start picking,
Ready?
and I'm going to start
And
barking.
3,
Ready?
2, 1.
This is going to use up a hold because this is a specific dog thing that you're going
Absolutely.
to do.
And
Yes.
God, bloodhounds' barks are horrible.
It's
Are
a
you
cross
picking?
between a bark.
I'm picking.
I don't see you picking. Oh, Jack's getting tangled in my
Jack's
microphone.
He did. He'll get tangled in everything. Because he wants to be with the people. So, Mickie had already made the roll for Demaya, so she does get that. The thing is, it was with a cost, and the cost was it's going to make noise.
So maybe the cost was that it cost me my hold.
It's a little bit of both. So there is noise, because I don't know how many hound dogs are in the area. And is it raining?
Now
It's
it is.
raining.
Yeah. Go figure. And just for that, and the people who are listening don't really care about this, I'm going to tell you guys, I can't stop the rain right at the door, so you still have to get wet walking under the canopy. Sorry. And my umbrella's right there if you need it.
I think we're good.
Listeners at home, that's just a little inside knowledge for
And
you.
for
about
the shed, hey.
Inside baseball.
So
And if you're still
the
listening, you really love us.
Yeah.
So we're down with you.
the lock opens, and it does make noise, but you're pretty sure that the howl bark of the bloodhound covered it up.
Good dog, Shaggy.
The door, however, appears to be in
Ruh-roh.
pretty good shape, and it opens mostly quietly.
Perfect. All right. What do I see inside?
Inside appears to be a well-stocked sewing shop with lots of fabrics and threads and needles and shuttles and looms and all kinds of stuff.
Bits and bobs.
Bits and bobs.
Does the king come down here to sew on his free time?
I don't know, but
Maybe.
his smell is
Yeah.
strong in this place.
Fabulous king. All right, so are we going in?
His odor is strong in this place.
We don't have a sneaky party as a whole. Maybe we should send you off to do a little creep.
All right. If I don't come back, I'm going to kick your ass. All right.
Go ahead,
Come
you
back
little
and
creep.
haunt you. All right, so I'm going to go in all stealth-like and see if I can figure out where he is.
So let's see how stealthy you can be with a defy danger using your dexterity.
Oh, so stealthy. That's a 12.
Yeah, all right. You make your way in. You know that if anybody else had come in here, the floorboards would have been creaking like crazy. You're able to pick all the right seams and the spots to step on so it doesn't creak beneath your feet. And around the whole place, it looks like just a normal shop. There's a door for a back room over there. There's the counter. There's the cash register. And
Can I listen at the back door, see if I hear anything?
yes, there is no noise at the back door.
Can I look around to see if there are any trap doors or any basement doors or anything?
You still have one hold, I believe.
I do.
And what do you want to use it on?
What else is hidden here?
Underneath the counter, there's like bank, the panic button kind of thing. There's a button of some type underneath the counter and where the shopkeeper would stand normally.
Oh, I'm going to press the button.
Are you?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Joe just looked at me like
fine.
incredulous.
There you go. At this point, anybody that was looking in from the door would see that almost directly across from the main door, the door that leads to the back room of the place, the wall next to it slides open to the left, and it does make kind of a clicking, whirring, grating, and wooden creaking sound all at the same time. Yeah, like a cat or something.
Hey, guys, I think I found the door.
So you probably don't have to worry about being stealthy walking in now.
All right, then I will walk in to near that door.
I wish I could make those noises like the guy from Police Academy.
That's almost any noise he can make, yeah.
And
That's
I could have
funny.
made the noise you described.
Yes. So at that back door is a wooden staircase leading down. It looks like it leads down one level, and you can see light. And with the wall open, you hear voices from down there. And it's kind of like an alarm of What's going on? Let's get out of here.
Do we hear the king, or do I smell the king?
Yes, you smell the king.
I will cast invisibility on myself.
But that would be your last hold.
Okay.
Let's use that as your last hold to know that you smell the king, fresh scent down there, and you revert gracefully back to your human form, right? And
Back to my
what
manly
was Fritzy
form.
doing?
I would cast invisibility on myself and then head down the stairs so I can see what's going on.
Roll
before they run
invisibility. Roll to cast a spell.
All right, 6 plus 3 is 9.
9. All right, and read off invisibility because we haven't had that one happen yet.
Touch an ally. Nobody can see them. They're invisible. The spell persists until the target attacks, or you dismiss the effect. While the spell is ongoing, you can't cast the spell.
Okay, so pick a 7 to 9
Unwelcome attention.
as invisible.
No,
Well,
actually-
why did you turn invisible then?
I will just forget invisibility.
All right.
Is it touch an ally includes yourself?
Yes.
When he
I'm
thinks,
my best ally.
when he thinks about him, he touches himself. All right, you got it. So you are completely invisible.
And then
You
I
cannot
move.
be seen.
And you forget that until a long rest? Or for the day? Or how does that work?
I think until a rest. Any kind of rest.
Until he studies his spell book again.
Yeah.
It's a starting move for the wizard.
Okay.
But I'm going to move down the stairs sort of
Okay.
as quickly as I can if they're breaking up and see what's going on down there.
Okay. So as you start making your way down the stairs, you hear them say, "Someone's coming," because you're making a lot of noise on the stairs. And they're just old wooden stairs leading down into a room. As you get down there, you see what looks like 4 people dressed almost the same, like hillbillies in overalls. And you see the backs of them as they run out different curtains from this main room.
Weird.
They're not wearing assless chaps, are they?
Only one of them. The one that you just can't stare away from.
We got a hillbilly club here.
I guess I'll just pick one of them and then just run after them, like full
Okay.
speed.
Who else is doing something?
I will also be going down the
So
stairs.
Fritzy vanished, and then you heard him clomp his way downstairs.
But like when you hear someone's coming and like they all like the sound of scattering,
Yeah.
it's like that sounds ominous. I'm going to go downstairs.
Okay. You go downstairs, and what is down there is a room, kind of circular, with a bunch of curtains and a round table with chairs around it, and some papers scattered about the table. And one of the curtains is still fluttering, like somebody just ran through it.
Let's go that way.
Okay. What else?
All right, so Demaya would go downstairs and
Yeah.
she sees the same thing.
Yep.
She's going to examine the papers.
Okay. And Shadrock.
Feeling a little tired after my Bloodhound adventure. I'm going to hang out at the top of the stairs and make sure no one comes back up this way.
Okay. Smart move.
What do I see on the papers?
On the papers, what it looks like is a whole bunch of tax collector forms and who is in arrears with their taxes.
So this is like the
It looks like a secret accounting session.
clandestine
Yes.
accounting. So we do know that the King's, from our knowledge of Kingsbury, right? Mm-hmm. We know the King's been raising taxes. Mm-hmm. And we know that anyone who doesn't pay their taxes loses their land.
Yep.
So from that, can I deduce that this is the list of people who they're going to go after?
It is, especially for ones that say they're so far behind on their taxes, that is probably what's going on here.
Okay, so roll up the papers and put them in my satchel. I think they'll come in handy later.
Okay.
Why is the king dressed like a farmer?
Exactly. We need to figure this out.
Because he was
It's
dressed
their
that
club.
way at the masquerade ball, remember? That was his costume.
Oh, that was his costume.
It's
Yeah.
the
And
future farmers
he
of
left
America.
in costume, as all of you did. I mean, you're still running around in your masquerade costumes at this.
Heck
Well,
yeah.
I guess you might not be Shadrock because of the whole shape-shifting thing.
When he
but-
turns back, he's probably at his costume.
But, yeah, so you're all still in your masquerade ball costumes.
So now what do you want to do?
Fritzy was following one person down, kind of a hallway. Strongdawn went right after that because that was the curtain that was moving as he ran into the room. That person, it goes out of sight around a corner, and when you turn that corner, there are, like, all four of them are standing there looking at you, and they all look like they're identical twins.
They all look like the king?
They all look like the person you rode in the carriage with, about 15 feet away from you. And they're looking to see what's going on. And you would turn the corner before Strongdawn, but you know he's following you based on the footsteps behind you. So you have a moment to react before he turns the corner.
I guess I want to see how they react to Strongdawn, so I'm going to get a spot maybe on the opposite wall so I can watch what happens when Strongdawn comes around the corner.
And that happens now. Strongdawn, you turn the corner and you see four almost identical hillbillies looking at you in their gold filigree overalls.
And you're a metal man.
I'm a metal man. It appears I come to the wrong place.
How did you get here? And they're not talking in unison, but almost all of them are saying the same things.
Is this not the bathroom?
I went through a door and then I came here. And then, like, the curtain was moving, so subterfuge isn't my thing.
All right.
And I say that out loud.
Okay.
Subterfuge isn't my thing.
So you've seen a little bit of how they react to him. Are you doing anything, Fritzy?
No, I'm just sort of watching and seeing if they run off, if I can follow again.
Okay.
And see
Which
what
of you is the
happens.
king?
They each look at each other, and then they quickly run through a door in the back of that room, which slams shut, and you hear several clicks.
Can I get into that room before they close the door because I'm invisible?
You're invisible, but you're like 20 feet away.
So as they're moving, I can't move with them?
No.
Okay.
You can fireball it, though.
Good fireball it.
What else? So they're running again. They're off.
Do I hear anything in the room that I'm in?
No.
I don't hear anything.
No. Well, maybe you don't know, but Shadrock's up at the top of the stairs. He's maybe 20 feet away from you.
Hey, Shadrock, you coming down here, or are you going to hang out up there?
Well, they went through a door that they locked behind them, but they're in the interior of the house.
From our room, they went through curtains, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
So from where Shadrock is now, there's a stairway, old wooden stairway going down into this, what is apparently like a war room or something.
Curtains.
And there are separate curtains. They went through there. They all met up somewhere. And then they went from that place through another door.
But Shadrock and I don't know that.
Correct.
So, are you coming down here, or are you going to hang up there all night?
But we're in a building, a shop.
You're
it's
in a
not a
sewing
huge
shop.
complex or anything.
No. This whole merchant itself, Sally's Sewing Emporium, is probably only about a 20-foot by 20-foot shop.
I'm going out the front door, transforming to a hawk, going up so I can keep an eye if they come out anywhere from an exit.
Okay.
So my answer to that is no, I'm not coming down there.
And then he squawks and flies away.
I'm keeping an eye on the exterior.
Typical.
6. 3, 6 plus 3 is 9.
Okay, so I think you get 2 hold.
2 holds.
All right. So you are a hawk. You
Yes.
fly out and up into the air. And when that happens, you see 4 hillbillies running in 4 separate directions.
Outside of the house.
Yes. Outside of the building.
I'm whispering in Strongdawn's ear to break down the door.
Come on, Strongdawn,
You
you can do
whispering
it.
sweet nothings into his ear.
Right? I would attempt to do a because I don't have my weapon with me. So
This is
I'd
Fritzy. Break the door.
try to kick open a door.
You just normally listen to Fritzy's voice in your head.
Yeah.
Okay. Break down the door. Let's do a defy danger with strength.
That was kind of cool way it bounced.
It
Bing,
did.
bing. That is a 13.
Which one's higher?
The 8.
Eight.
All right. So after a couple of mighty shoves, where the deadbolts they put in splinter, and the door does open, and it leads sharply up and outside. It's almost like a drainage area that just kind of leads out.
So that I would have heard, right? Him kicking under.
Yeah, you'll probably hear him smashing himself into the door 2 or 3 times before it gives way.
So at that point,
Because
she
he's
would.
maybe 50 feet from you, and you're all underground.
All right. So at that point, Demaya, I'm gonna go towards the sound.
Okay. And you see them just as they are looking out from this basement complex, if you will.
You
When I
lost
rush
them.
outside, still invisible, can I see any of them running off?
You see a hawk, a familiar hawk, circling overhead, and you detect the faint scent of pine drifting down. But no, you don't see any of them running off. The time it took him to get the door open, apparently they were able to find their way out of your line of sight. Now, the hawk might be able to see which directions each of the 4 went, but would be most likely limited based on how many holes he has left.
I think I would want to try to just pick one at random and sweep down, talon him on the shoulders, and drive him to the ground.
So you're probably attacking the king.
I have a 25% chance of attacking the king.
Okay.
But we haven't observed anything nefarious.
Since you have said it that way, roll a d4.
We have not.
But pick a number before you roll it.
Does anyone have a D4?
Yeah.
I pick 4.
Okay. I'm not going to tell you if that's the right number or not, but I want to know what number you were picking.
2.
All right.
So we don't
So
know.
you swoop down onto one of them just as he's about to duck into a side building. And you hit him in the shoulders, and he goes like face first into the building. And when he grunts and he hits the building, you do recognize what should be the king's voice. It sounds right. That grunt is pretty apparent.
And so that was presumably one hold, and I have one left.
Yes. You just hawked at him.
And I'm going to make a hawk shriek and stand on the king's head.
No, if this uses up your other hold, you'll be standing on his head when you turn into a human.
Yes. Which will not be comfortable for him.
All right. That's interesting. So that happens then. We'll do that. And
I guess when
Fritzy, you would hear the hawk shriek. He probably made a noise, swooped down, and then there's that shriek, and then it's over in that direction.
I guess when
It's
I
not that
see
far.
the hawk dive, I would charge off after it because there's not very many hawks in the city.
Let's say it's a familiar one anyway. This one smells of pine.
So I would run up and try to approach them as
Okay.
the hawk is sitting on his head.
Strongdawn Demaya, following along?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So you get to the spot where Shadrock is standing on Hillbilly, and this person who he is standing on is not making any noises. He's just sitting there, like passive, if you will.
All right. When everyone shows up, I ask you all to get out of sight, and I would like to charm that person.
You would like to charm that person.
Yes.
Okay. Is everybody just going to walk away?
Sure, why not? I trust Fitzy.
Just kind of not walk away, just take a step back.
Oh, he said get out of sight.
Ugh. So she's going to blend in to the shadows.
That's good.
Okay,
That's what I'm
I'll take a roll for that one. That's a dexterity roll for the thief. And what are the others doing?
It's an 8, by the way.
Okay.
I'm gonna put my hand over my face.
I'm going
See
to walk
me.
around the corner.
Yeah.
If I can't see, they can't see me. I'm sorry.
I think that Strongdawn might be a little smarter than that.
Yeah, I know.
Just a little, though.
Yeah, I'll walk around the corner.
All right. So the only one who's going to be there to watch as Fritzy struggles with this man is going to be Demaya. Mm-hmm. Okay. As soon as the others walk away, he tries to run away from you.
All right, I facepalm him.
Okay, give me a dexterity roll. You could try and catch him.
Nope, fail.
All right. Hey, is that the first failure?
First fail.
Nice.
Second fail tonight. I failed on a something
Oh,
minor. earlier.
yeah, that's how he got away from you to begin with. Well, guess how he's getting away again. So now this would turn into a foot race because he has just escaped the grasp of Fritzy and is running away down the street.
Is he coming my way?
I'm going to say no because you probably hid right nearby, and
Okay.
he's just running down the street.
Do you have any sleep darts?
Slarts.
All I have are throwing knives.
I guess I'm no
Throw it into
longer
his calf.
You've already
invisible.
attacked him with a hawk.
We're gonna be we're attacking the king with no basis for attacking him. Like he's
Exactly.
done nothing wrong. We have no evidence of wrongdoing, and I'm talenting.
You started it.
I know. I'm in big trouble.
Well, if
Not
if
necessarily.
Strongdawn can catch him and knock him out, I can still make use of the charm thing.
I will.
I am going to give one person one opportunity to catch him. You guys decide how you're going to do it.
Who's the fastest?
That's up to you guys to decide.
Would that be a strength or a dex?
Dex.
Is it Dex?
Well, you're going to have to catch him first. How you catch him is up to you. Is it, you're going to turn into something and chase him down and
I
hit
can
him?
be a mountain lion.
Are you going to run after him quickly? Are you going to throw a knife at his Achilles tendon, or is Strongdawn going to pick up a manhole cover and fling it at him? It's really
Captain America!
Right. How are you doing it is what will determine what stat we care about.
Well, given that we don't have any reason to,
I just need him to
Doubt
get
him?
knocked out.
I
The-
am
the
not
mission-
throwing knives.
Yeah, the mission was just figure out what they were doing.
Find out what he was
Demaya-
up to. Yeah.
think we
Demaya
failed
already
miserably.
has the papers, so
We already knew that they were
So-
confiscating land. There has to be more to it than that.
No.
Oh,
we
and there
know-
might be, but no one took the time to study if there was more than that. She just read what was on the papers. No, I don't think she is
Well, at this point,
espionage expert, or at least we didn't establish that.
I'm all for forced interrogation. We're down this
Of
alley,
the
so
king of the land.
well, we're just gonna let him
Well,
go.
hear me out. If you knock him out, I can make this still work for us. So someone just needs to chase him down and knock him out.
I think,
Didn't
a
we
mountain
start
lion.
this as you are not going to go against the king?
It's still,
You just want him knocked
we're
out.
Still good.
Okay.
Still good.
All right, I think I should go mountain lion, jump him, tackle him, but not bite him. What do you think?
Yeah, that would be
I mean,
fine.
I'm from the towering mountains. Mountain lions are standard where I come from.
Okay.
I can easily transform.
A puma.
Is that good? Everyone agree?
you're
Sure.
gonna be a puma.
I agree that somebody's going to roll. Let's see what happens.
That's it. That 11.
14.
Okay. You transform into a mountain
How do you
lion.
have 3? How do you have 3d6?
He only
No,
rolled the
it's
blue
11
ones.
plus 3 is 14.
All right.
Use up a hold to pounce upon him, and you stop him. And as you do that, ahead, maybe 100, 200 feet tops, you see 2 knights on horses come around a corner, and they're headed in your direction.
Oh, brilliant.
But you have him on the ground,
How far am I from Fritzy,
and
baby?
he's struggling under you, but
You still wouldn't know because technically I went for the grab and I haven't cast a spell yet to charm him. So I'd still technically be invisible.
But remember,
So
if, you,
he still hasn't technically seen me.
if you charm him, you're not charming his knights. Just remember.
No. I was hoping that we could avoid. So if you can get him out of into the shadows or something, or I don't know if they've totally seen you yet, or if
mountain lion straddling the king in the middle of the street 200 feet away, they're going to see it in moments. If you want to react to that, you tell me how you want to react to it.
Am I close to any of my compatriots?
You're almost halfway in between. The knights are ahead of you, so you pounce and landed on his back, and straight ahead of you, you see them. They're almost the same distance behind you because you had to leap away.
All right, I have faith in my compatriots. I'm going to jump off the king, sprint, and attack the knights.
Oh my gosh.
Oh dear
Not
Lord.
trying to kill them, but trying to knock them off their horses. One paw on, so I'm one paw on each, trying to knock
What
them.
kind of
Bam!
what
Power
kind of
slam.
wingspan does a mountain lion have?
Power slam off of the.
But you want to try and hit two at the same time while they're riding horses.
Yeah,
How far of a reach? How far of a wingspan does a mountain lion have?
it's 5 feet.
Not going to be far enough.
Well, then take out one, and then the other one will stop to go after the mountain lion.
This is not going to end well.
I did mention in the last one that these guys were stone cold killers.
I'm a mountain lion,
Yeah, you're going to end up
and I
as
can
a
show
mountain.
damage from my. I'm gonna go.
You're going to end up as a pelt.
Last chance to make a decision.
I'm gonna go for
Tick.
one of them.
Tick, tick.
I'm
I'm
All
going to
right.
knock him off the horse and
You're gonna
knock him
just
I
out.
got 2 holds left.
You're going to
I'm
try and knock him off the
sprinting and
horse.
trying to knock one off of his horse.
Okay. So
With the goal that someone behind me will take care of the king.
as Shadrock is launching himself forward towards the knights on the horses, who is doing what?
I'll sprint forward and grab the gentleman on the ground.
Okay. So
And-
you're headed in that direction. Demaya is.
Oh, she's going to have to... shaking your head. She's going to go with Strongdawn.
Amateur shit show.
Pretty much is what she's thinking.
You're going to go find another party to hang out with.
I always end up with such amateurs.
And Fritzy is?
I'm moving toward the king's direction, which
Yeah.
I guess is toward everyone.
Yes.
So I'm just moving up that way.
Okay.
I see Strongdawn probably obviously runs faster than I do, so I would be
He is an
behind
athlete
him.
at least, yes.
Yes.
So he
I'm
probably
out of
runs
shape.
faster. Yeah.
You're a little pudgy.
A little bit.
Yeah.
But the ladies love the belly.
They do. Most of the
And
time.
all of the costume paraphernalia makes all kinds of noises as you're running and wheezing your way down the street.
But it's an invisible wheeze.
If you were shooting this scene as a movie, it would be such a disaster. we have a metal man who's like,
Yeah.
like this.
So, Strongdawn, I'll give you one shot to catch him before he runs ahead towards the knights. Describe how you would do that.
He's still trying to stand up.
Oh, he
from
is
the-
getting up.
Yeah.
As soon as the mountain lion got off his back, he's dusting himself off, pushing himself up, and you've got to cover 100 feet. Probably take you 3 seconds or so at full sprint to get there.
Yeah, and so what I want to do is I want to try to, as he's getting up and taking off toward the knights, I want to run up behind him and then kind of veer to a wall of a building and tackle him to the side.
So
I don't want to spear him from the back. I want to
Okay.
spear him from the side and hopefully into like an alleyway or off the.
So you're going to do like a parkour move.
Let's see what
She's going
happens.
to bounce off the wall and take
So
him out.
that sounds like dexterity to me. I mean,
Sure.
the way you've described it.
Sure.
Okay, let's do that.
For fame and glory.
For fame and or glory. The next contestant rolls.
It is a success at
But-
an 8, but my 6 is higher than my 1.
Aha. 6 is always higher than
6
1.
is higher than the 8.
Okay.
The D6
The
is higher
D6
than the
is
8,
higher
so
than
there
the
is
8.
a complication.
And let me do this as so. What are your 2 appetites again?
Fame and glory
Yeah.
and conquest.
Okay. All right. So you're going after the king. You can push him off, but you lose your balance and stumble towards. Maybe not stumble. You roll on the ground towards where the knights are, and the king is pushed back in a different direction.
Okay.
Okay. And he's just pushed off to the side, just like you'd want him to be pushed off to the side. He's definitely not on his way to the knights. What was Demaya going to do here before we determine what happens when Shadrock hits this guy midair?
Lord.
Stop rowing.
I think Demaya would. So she sees Strongdawn knock the king into the side alley.
Yep. Well, to the side of the street.
To the side of the street. She's gonna go run up to the king and be like, "Are you okay, my king?"
Oh, nice. I like that.
Neil, are you okay, my king? Are you feeling all right? Those hooligans didn't hurt you, did they?
Pretty good. Okay. Give me a charisma check here, because there's a definite danger that the king doesn't buy it, and that you will be part of
he buys
the
it.
bad
He
stuff.
buys it. 10 plus 11.
Okay. He seems to be taken off guard for a moment in the whole masquerade outfit, and probably realizes he's still dressed in his, and it's like, I just don't know what happened. These people, they're just all over the place. I don't know what to do. They're even attacking my knights, and he points, and the mountain lion knocks one off of the horse. And the other knight turns towards Shadrock and leaps from his horse to attack Shadrock. What are you going to do about it?
So I've got one down, the other one's attacking me?
The other one, you knocked off his horse. He's fallen. He's going to have to compose himself before he can do anything else.
Right, so I'm going to move away from the king, so going farther away, because I want to draw... All I'm trying to do is draw these guys away from Demaya and the king and Fritzy, baby.
So you want him to chase you?
Yeah, so I'm just going to run off kind of 20 yards.
So you're faster as a mountain lion, so let's use a hold for that. That will keep you out of his reach as he swings his sword at you, and you just keep
I'm just
staying out of distance. Fritzy, you're at about the, within 10 feet or so of where Demaya is. Strongdawn is rolled on the ground that way, and apparently the king and Demaya are trying to figure out what this situation's about.
All right, as I see that Demaya has charmed the king with her feminine
in a very
wiles,
different way, yes.
I stand nearby enough that if things go south, I can grab him, but sort of watch to make sure that, because I know she's capable of just talking her way into it, so I'll watch for now. Just be like her safety net.
Safety net. That's cool.
I like it.
Strongdawn.
Yes, sir.
Now that you see you've got two situations going on, two knights now are kind of after the mountain lion, and Demaya is chatting it up with the king. You're kind of on the ground in the middle.
I am going to chase the mountain lion.
Okay.
I'm going to chase the mountain lion. I'm going to run up, help the knight up onto his feet, come on, let's get it.
We're all good cop, bad cop now here.
Yeah.
I had to figure out how this one is going to wind up. So let's go to Demaya then. How do you want to convince the king that this situation will end up good for him?
Okay,
so
he's on the floor still. So I'm
at this point, you kind of went up to him and you went to help him.
I'm helping him up.
He's getting himself up, and
getting
you're
himself
helping
up.
him.
I'm sire, right?
Good enough. Yes.
Yeah, sire, whatever.
They've been
my
addressing
lord,
him
my
as
king,
my king, but
my king,
either way, yeah.
That looks like a feral beast.
Your
Let's
Highness.
stand, Your Highness. Thank you.
Well,
Your
I've been using.
handsome and glorious highness.
I had determined myself that NPCs were going to address him as my king. That's what I've been saying.
Okay, so my king,
That's
that looks like a
normal.
feral beast. So stand back and let your knights vanquish it.
Vanquish.
Vanquish.
Use the V word.
I did,
Nice.
and not vagina.
Didn't take long.
Good thing it wasn't that.
Oh gosh.
All right.
So she's just kind of she's playing it as though she's
Okay.
a bystander. She's trying to get him to stay with her and away from his knights.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I got that. So how are you then going to play that off as I say you meaning Shadrock as Strongdawn has gone to pseudo chase the mountain lion as well, and there are two knights kind of getting near you. You're just staying out of their range. They're swinging their swords at you, and their chainmail's clinking the whole time that they're doing it.
So I think my plan has worked. I've kept the knights away.
Yep.
The king is secured, more or less, temporarily, up to her. So at this point, I have 1 hold left. I'm going to run as far as I can. Can I transform back into a human and then immediately transform into a flying creature if I roll for it?
Break
Well,
line of
yes.
sight.
I mean, the answer
All I
is
want to
yes.
do is get away. So I want to.
Are you trying to get out of sight or just not
yes.
not in reach?
I mean, I want to get out of reach of the knights and then get out of sight of the whole mess and circle back as a hawk or an eagle.
Do you want anyone to see you transform?
No.
Okay. So I guess we're going to have to... I want to do this in 2 levels. First, you can use your last hold to get far enough away, but I want to have a... let's make it a wisdom roll to make sure you don't get spotted, and then you'll do the next shapeshift.
Okay, so...
So the idea is to know the right spot to hide so that you can change.
Right, so I find a gnarly old tree to get behind. 8,
Well,
11.
probably not in town.
Probably just a building.
Yeah, you found... So, yes.
Oh, see, I've been envisioning... Okay.
Yeah, you're still in town.
Okay, 11.
Okay, so yes, you find a spot. A gnarly old tree has been turned into a building here, and you hide behind that wooden structure in order to transform into a...
12 plus 3, 15.
Good God.
Good Lord.
God.
12.
No, wait, I'm sorry. 9, but... No, I'm sorry, it's 12. I added that.
9 plus 3 plus 12 is 15.
That's both
I
of
got it. It's still 12, right?
That was 12.
All right. And you turned into a...
I turned into a peregrine falcon.
Okay.
Sweet.
So off you go, whoosh, and the knights turn the corner with Strongdawn kind of right behind them in pursuit, and the cat's gone, and they're just confused. What?
All I want to do is, when it's convenient, circle around, out of sight, get back. When it's quiet, transform into a human, and then come up and help Demaya.
Okay.
Just so you know.
Fritzy, you've seen all this going on.
I gotta still let her do her thing, because, like, if I show up now, it's just gonna be weird.
You mean if you become visible in the middle of the street?
Yeah.
Kind of weird. So what I want to know is what's your reaction when the knights return? So the knights are going to return, and they're going to find the king and where you are and say, "My king, it's time for us to return." And they're going to take him and start walking away.
I want to go with him. So I'm going to be like, "My king, may I join you? You were hanging out with my husband earlier. Snickle Fritz. Have you seen him? I'm trying to find him."
Okay. Well,
Please take me back to the party. He has a tendency to just disappear on me. It's terrible.
Let's try a charisma roll, and let's see how that ends this session.
On a high note.
On a high note. All right.
10.
So he says, "Yes, I remember Snicky
Snickle
guy.
Fritz.
Yeah. I think he and I did some stuff at that place.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah. I mean, if you
was
need a ride back, sure, we'll give you a ride back. Okay.
fantastic.
And
Thank you, my
the
king.
king will take Demaya and head back towards the city proper, and that's where we'll end this session.
Perfect.
With everyone else having to follow a different character with the king. All right,
Well, that worked out all right.
Kinda.
Pulled it out of the fire. That could have gone badly.
Hi, everybody. I want to say
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thanks for listening.
Penis and vagina.
Jeez.
The heroes find a secret war room where King Glorin may be conducting nefarious business. They chase the king and his conspirators into the night, singling out the king and getting into a tussle with his knights. Thanks for joining us. The preceding podcast was brought to you by Shedcast. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com.